There are times in my life when I am stronger than I've ever been.
There are times in my life when I believe I can do no wrong.
There are moments when I can believe I am shining brighter.
Sister, stand up, believe in all that you can be.
Brother, remember
Who you are.
be strong,
Hold tight to that vision.
'cause
No one can ever take it away from you.
Be strong,
Live your life with passion.
you got to
Keep on and hold tight to
your vision.
There are mountains to climb, more songs to sing, and tears to be cried.
There be moments of loss and moments of winning, a lifetime of love.
If I just keep in my mind, without any doubt, that I am flying higher. Sister, get up, believe in all that you can be. Brother, you got to know who you are. Yeah, be strong and hold tight to that vision.
'Cause
No one can ever take it away from you. Be strong and live your life with passion.
you got to
Keep on and hold tight to
your vision. This is your moment to rise up. You know the sun's coming out, your new life starting now.
Can't keep you down, your spirits rising. Be strong and hold tight to that vision.
'Cause
No one can ever take it away from you. Be strong, oh yeah. Live your life with passion.
you got to
Keep on and hold tight to
surrender to
surrender.
sun shining through your vision.
Hold tight to your vision.
Wow. I think the last time we sang that song, we were on the balcony during COVID. And we had to watch it on a video. Okay. All right. We got one more. We're going to do, just because I couldn't really fit this into the heart of the talk today, because it's an emotional song for me. Wrote it a while back, and it's so appropriate for today. And when Rick came into my life, we put it to music, and the words are just right, but I needed to do it because Spirit said, let's do it. So I didn't want to do it during the talk because I'll be in that. So we're going to do it right now. In every moment of creation, dreams are being born. So close your eyes, imagine it's your dreams taking form when you can in your mind, then you create it all. So keep imagining till what you see can bring your pictures, your visions to life. Every idea you mold into your pot of gold, creating your heaven on earth. Every spark of inspiration can ignite a fire strong enough to light your imagination, and the flames burn on and on. When you can align the designs in your mind, then you create it all. So keep imagining till what you see can bring your pictures, vivid visions to life. Every idea you mold into your pot of gold, creating your heaven on earth. And once you see it, take action. Every step you become your dream, your dream. So keep imagining, just keep imagining. Bring your pictures, your visions to life. Keep imagining, just keep imagining. Create your heaven on earth. Thank you. So that's the lesson. I guess I can just skip to the end, right? Good morning. Good night. That's our show. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. And my daughter's in the house. And her honey. They're both sitting right here in the front. Aww. And you haven't met Summer. And you haven't met Grant. Well, Tara knows her. Okay, so we're going to start our show. And I'm going to be the music person for a minute. And then I'm going to step down and let Rick take it over. So you guys know this. Get on your feet. Let's sing this together.
Oh, yes, I feel the spirit. Oh, let the music ring. Oh, yes, I feel the power when 1,000 voices sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Amen. We're going to church, y'all. Sing it, Rick.
Yeah, when I say my affirmations, I connect to my higher self. I feel the presence in every situation, and I claim abundance and good health.
Here we go.
Oh, yes, I feel the spirit. Oh, let the music ring. Oh, yes, I feel the power when 1,000 voices sing. Hallelujah, 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 amen.
When I pray or sit in meditation, I forgive others and myself. I feel the presence of oneness in every soul and nation. I bring peace and love and joy and health.
We're going faster. Oh, yes, I feel the spirit. Oh, let the music ring. That's right. Oh, yes, I feel the power when 1,000 voices sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Well, I'm out of breath. How about all of you? Wow, that was just the pre-show, everybody. Well, welcome to Unity of the Oaks Church Spiritual Center, Spiritual Wellness Center. We're here for all your spiritual wellness needs. I'm still catching my breath. Woo! Well, that's just a preview for today because we have guest speaking. I'll talk about her more. Guest speaking today, we've got Rev Sherry Hursey. So just take a moment to say thank you to yourself, because yourself said yes to being here for a soul growth, a soul transformation, to hear a message your soul is wanting to hear today. So say thank you, self, for bringing me here. And I thank you for being here. You know, there's a lot of places you can be on a Sunday morning, especially with beautiful weather. We're always fighting against the beautiful weather here. It's like, is it you and the other churches? Nope, it's me and the good weather. So thank you. Thank you, and your soul's thanking you too. So we are in a 12-week series on the 12 powers. We're doing power today, which is purple. You'll see along the wall here, we have our 12 power artwork. And we're also doing imagination, right? Yes. Whew, those are two good ones. But first, take a moment to say hello to the people around you, your fellow travelers today. Also, hello to those watching afterwards. Thank you for joining us online afterwards as well. We still have Jackie out in the UK watching us, Debbie out in Altadena, and someone in Australia, or 2 or 3. So thank you. Thank you for joining us as well. So let's take a moment to open with prayer, shall we? We got a lot to pray about today. I'm looking at you, Tommy.
What'd I do?
I said prayer. There we go, softer, thank you.
Oh, is that what you want? I got 2 switches off and on.
Prayer, here we go. Everyone take a deep breath. Let's breathe together. And maybe just a sigh as you breathe out. Just say, I've arrived. I let the chair support me. I get to just let go of the rushing around, the hurrying, whatever it took to get here. I let all of that go with another breath. I let myself settle into my seat. I have arrived. We move into our heart space, and we fill that heart space with gratitude. Gratitude for this moment. We also know the power of collective consciousness, thought, and prayer, and so we send our prayers out to those in Maui who've been affected by the fires. We send our loving kindness to those in China who've been affected by floods. And we also send a prayer out to all beings. May all beings feel safe. May all beings experience peace. May all beings know that they are loved. And then we wrap that prayer right back to ourselves. As you whisper to yourself, may I feel safe. May I be at peace. May I know that I am loved. It is in this vibration of gratitude, of love, of peace that we move forward into our service today, into our day today. And so taking another breath as we give thanks for everyone who's a part of our service, including everyone in the seats. Your energy brings an energy to this room, and we are so grateful for all the good. For all the good, we say amen. And so it is. Amen. So again, welcome everybody. We've got a full house. So, you know, I know we all think we know Sherry Hursey, and maybe you do and maybe you don't, but I always think it's so great, you know, so every once in a while we need to reintroduce ourselves to friends, don't we? So whether you're new and you don't know Sherry Hursey, or you think you've known her for a long time, let me just remind you of the amazing human being that is speaking today. Sherry Hursey is an award-winning actress, writer, producer, and voice artist whose face and voice are familiar to television and film audiences worldwide, including Australia. Most recognized as Eileen on the hit series Home Improvement, or Kirsten Dunst's mother in Universal blockbuster Bring It On, Sherry has an extensive list of credits from stage to screen. Spreading her wings and following the call of her spirit, Sherry wrote, produced, and stars in the uplifting family musical Lily's Light the Movie, which is currently streaming everywhere. It's an excellent movie, too, if you haven't seen it yet. She also founded Lily's Fostering Hearts, a 501c3 nonprofit organization advocating for displaced and foster youth. Sherry's heart and talents are now being fully expressed through Turning on the Light Entertainment by producing inspiring, uplifting, and enlightening programming with her husband and partner, Rick Cowling. Sherry is currently enrolled in Unity's Field Ministry Program, and she is creating Turning on the Unity Light as an alternative ministry, because now Unity has alternative ministries as well, and she's on the forefront of that. She's also proud to be a newly licensed Unity minister. So that is Reverend Sherry Hursey today, everybody. So you're in for a big treat. You've got fantastic music. You've got fantastic meditation and speaking coming up. So again, welcome. So happy to have you here. Just know that you're loved. You're love. And today is a very blessed day. So let's get going. Okay, now on, Tommy. On.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Powerful music this morning. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ann Robin, a member of the Unity of the Oaks prayer team, and I will be available to pray with you after the service, but now let's prepare for a time of meditation with a reading from the Daily Word. Today's word, imagine. And the affirmation from Wednesday, July 19th, 2023, my imagination leads to manifestation. I may have said words I imagine for years without fully understanding the extent of their creative power. Imagination is an essential step in creation. It is the spiritual gift I use to give shape to divine ideas I claim in prayer, to bring more prosperity, peace, or healing into my life. As I imagine, I picture how I will use these divine ideas after they manifest. Perhaps I am in conflict with someone. In prayer, I can imagine harmony restored. If I am experiencing lack, I can imagine sufficient abundance to meet my needs. If a healing need arises, I can imagine myself restored to health and vitality. Now, when I imagine, I am aware of my immense creative power and use it mindfully. And from Scripture, Genesis 13, verse 15, for all the land that you see, I will give to you. Again, the daily word, imagine, and we affirm, my imagination leads to manifestation.
So nice to have this time together. We're going to relax for a moment and step into meditation. Tommy, where are you going?
I don't know, my dad.
No,
Oh, I don't know. It's all so confusing.
they're all a little. Rick can do it, baby. Rick can do it.
I'll play. I don't need a break.
This is hilarious.
I don't know.
We have to. Maybe we should just do a laughing
I'm not
meditation.
speaking today.
Laughing meditation is really fun, actually.
Now what's happening? Okay. Oh,
You're just confused, baby, because I'm usually there, and then I sit
I
down.
don't know
I
what's
know.
happening. I
Please
play, I
forgive
don't
us.
play.
It's a little different today. Somebody had a question?
That'd be helpful.
Okay, let's do one big guffaw. Feels good, doesn't it? It kind of works with this meditation. So now let's just take a collective breath and just feel the presence of everyone here in the room as we close our eyes and sink into the chair and just relax in this sacred space together. There is nothing but love present right here, right now, just surrounding us, wrapping us up. And take another deep breath. And this time, let your shoulders relax. Let your hands gently rest on your lap. Relax your feet. Any part of you that's tense, and just sink even deeper into that chair. Now I want you to use your imagination. I want you to picture yourself in the most magical place you can. A place that brings you comfort and peace. Any scenario you can imagine, but your perfect place. Put yourself right in the middle of this peaceful and relaxing scene right now. Now look around you and take all of it in. Use your senses to experience the sights, the sounds, the smells, the textures, and the physical sensations where you are right now. Maybe you find yourself near a brook and you can hear the water, or lying in a meadow and you can feel the wind, or a warm beach listening to the surf as the waves crash, or you can hear the seagulls flying, or the wind gently blowing over your face. What do you smell? Fresh air, sweet flowers. What do you hear? Children playing in the distance. What do you feel under you? Warm sand or soft grass, or a comfy chair or couch? Just feel what you are feeling right now. And if any other thoughts come in, just let them float by. Don't give them any attention. Just thank them for sharing and let them go. Just become a little more aware of what you're experiencing in this peaceful and relaxing scenario. Now with your imagination, let's add a little more wonder and awe to this perfect scene so that it can bring more life to you right where you are, so you can see the colors more vibrantly, almost as if you've saturated the picture with too much color. Just bring it up and heighten it all. Hear the magical tune that's playing and the soothing hum for your ears, whatever you need. And the smells that bring you joy and comfort. Let's just relax here for a moment. Don't miss anything. Picture it all. Now imagine the colors turning into light rays. Light rays that emanate from you and connect to everything you see. Connecting you to this perfect, peaceful scenario and anchoring it into your mind's eye. Feel it illuminating you, healing you from the inside out, cleansing your body, your mind, and your spirit. Just allow yourself to bask in this healing light and absorb it all. And now let's bring in the feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for this time and this place and this light washing over you. Thank you. Thank you, sweet spirit. So now as we prepare to return to this place, to this space, we know that we're bringing with us the feelings of peace anchored in our body, mind, and spirit. We begin to feel the chair. We move our fingers and our toes. And we can open our eyes when we're ready. And Rick's going to take us away. And I want to thank our special guest that you might have noticed up here, John Bellis, playing bass for us. John is a member of the CSL in Simi Valley, but he wanted to be here to support me today.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with us thinking, traveling in a world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. You can dream any dream. You can savor every situation. Life in there, a sensational sensation. If you want to see magic lands, close your eyes and you will see one. Wanna be a dreamer, be one. Anytime you please, and please save me one. There is no place to go to compare with your imagination. So go there to be free if you truly wish to be.
Wow, what a band we have, right? They don't need me at all. Oh my gosh. Aw. Thank you guys. You can sit down now. I didn't know I'd have to boot them off the stage. So take a guess what colors we're doing today. My very favorite, purple. And this is my color for imagination. I know it's supposed to be light blue like the sky, but I tend to add a little green for strength and spring green for strength and olive green for order to my imagination. So I get a little more of a turquoise when I do with it. Just so you know my formula. So thank you guys for being with me today. I really, really, really appreciate it because you are the inspiration for this path that I am now on. Really are. And I am so full of gratitude for the love and the support I've had all these years. Thank you all. Really, really appreciate it. So let's get down to business, as Reverend Molly would say. We're going to move forward on our 12 Power series. Anyone who's not familiar, they are all up here on the wall, painted by our wonderful Grace Hollow and Sue Wan. And we're going to, just to refresh, the 12 powers are attributes or abilities or capabilities that we all have within us that are our true divine nature, that allow us to draw on them anytime we like. They link us to spirit, and they're the tools we use to manage raising consciousness. And what I mean by raising consciousness is upgrading the quality of our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our emotions, our ideas, our beliefs. Upgrading, when we upgrade them, we actually change our state of consciousness. So we're going to start with slide 1, which is the power of power. Because that's kind of a mouthful, the power of power, I actually prefer to say the power of mastery, because it's about mastering. And I love it because, of course, it's the color purple. It's the Apostle Philip. And the location is in the throat, or the root of the tongue, which is the voice box. So every time you talk or you speak or you command anything, you are using this power. And it is very, very magnificent. So you need to be very aware of what comes out of that voice box, right? So we're going to start with this power, but let's go to the next one. It's the power of imagination, the ability to imagine, dream, conceptualize, and envision. And it is the light blue color. Of course, I put a little turquoise in there. And Bartholomew, and its location is between the eyes, your third eye. And it's pretty easy to remember because that's where we vision, that's where we dream, that's where we conceptualize. And these two powers, to me, go hand in glove. And when they're sprinkled with the power of faith, which is my recipe, the possibilities are limitless, to quote Lily's Light, the movie. It's really true. We can manifest our dreams, but there's some steps we have to take. How do we get there? So sometimes we have visions that we'd like to manifest, but we get stuck. Like there may be something that's just not, we're not getting there, right? So we say we want to buy a new house near our spiritual center, or we want to produce a film and have it distributed, and we don't know how to do that. Well, you'd use your imagination to visualize it, to help create the ideas, and then you'd use your ability to master your thoughts and beliefs so you can allow that vision to unfold. Because if you don't check in with those thoughts and beliefs, they might hold you back from realizing those dreams. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so a limited belief would be something like, I can't afford to buy the house of my dreams, or no one's going to watch my movie because it's silly, or I'll never learn how to cook, I'm just not good at it, or I'm never going to have a life partner, I'm just not that desirable. Whatever you've got, it doesn't matter what it is, any little thought that's in there, on whatever level it is, whether you can, it's conscious or unconscious, is going to be, it's going to affect how you are able to realize your dream, right? So you can become aware of that defeating thought in many ways. If it's just hanging out in your consciousness, it's a lot easier to become aware of it. Because you have to become aware of it before you can control it or let go of it or transform it. If you're me, one of the ways you do that, and even in supermarkets or anywhere on the street, I just say, shut up, I'm not listening to you. I don't know what you want to say, but that's it, get behind me. And people like look at me and think, what is she talking to? What is she talking? So, but that's honestly what I do. When I hear those thoughts come up, I stop them right there. And I go, get behind me. But there are other ways to do it. One of the ways Reverend Leon shared with us last week when it was Myrtle Fillmore's birthday, and that is to create a release statement or a denial and an affirmation. So you release the false negative belief that is not true, and then you create an affirmative statement that is true, that is your true divine nature. As in Myrtle's case, I am a child of God and I did not inherit illness. She said it over and over and over again. She wanted to remind herself that her thoughts of illness could be transformed into health and wholeness, and she could heal herself, and she did. We can all do this, and quite honestly, it's that simple. It really is that simple, I'm here to tell you. In my life, there was one really strong belief that I will share with you that I had a hard time letting go of. I don't know if any of you had it or have it, but it didn't serve me, and when I finally got tired of it, I let it go. I believed that in order to be a good person, a spiritual person, I needed to have nothing, be humble, give everything away. And so when the universe would shower me with gifts and success over and over again, I felt guilty. Is that crazy? I did. And I would open my doors and think, we're all going to the same place. Why me, God? Why do I have more than others? And I have to give to everyone less fortunate. I'd give and give and give till I was depleted over and over again. And what ended up happening was it didn't actually work. I learned my lesson a really hard way, and it was bass-ackwards. Can I say that? Because if I had known that it was not a good belief or a false belief, I could have taken care of it, but I didn't. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought the belief was anchored in truth, and it wasn't. And so one day, in the midst of this really disappointing time and a bad relationship failing, I'm sitting in a bathtub and I'm doing a movie in Canada, and I'm sobbing and I'm saying to God, I'm sorry I failed. I couldn't love this person enough to heal them. How arrogant. And I heard Spirit say to me, who made you Florence Nightingale? And I was like, I don't know. And then it was, your only job is to shine your light as bright as you can. That alone is sufficient. Did you hear me? Shine your light as bright as you can. It will never hurt anybody else. It will only lift them. We have to get this. It's Marianne Williamson talks about it. I mean, she has a whole quote. I'm not going there. It's just, I could keep this going. We could do a workshop. Anyway, after that, I really had that aha moment, and I started to shift the way I looked at myself, and I started to journey on the path of self-love for the first time. I started to tell myself truth. I started to get more truth. And then Rick came into my life, and I said, oh gosh, watch out, because things are getting ready to change for me. I'm going to buy myself a big house, and I'm going to start a company that I can do from home. And he's like, okay. You know, so this next part of the story is where my talk title comes from. And some of you know this story, but I felt like it was worth mentioning. So I'm going to tell it as quickly as I can. We set out to look for a new home, and we did all the steps. We visualized where we wanted, what we wanted. We wanted a view. We wanted a quiet neighborhood. We wanted to be outside of the city. We wanted a sanctuary for everyone who would enter. And we actually looked at the house next door to where we are now, because that house was on the market and ours was not. We liked that little house. It's the gray house, if anyone's been to our house, right next door. We looked at it, but it was about the same size as our house in the valley, and we thought, well, this isn't worth the move. We loved the view, but it also had like a forest down below. I stood on the balcony of that house, and I looked next door, and I said out loud to Rick, I want that house. And he reminded me of this later. We went over to meet the neighbors to see how they liked the neighborhood. We looked in the window, and we saw a gutted home. Nothing, just studs and a chandelier. And I knew in my heart that this was our house. I just knew it. So I said to the real estate agent, hey, is this house on the market? And she said, no. And I said, do you know anyone who owns it? And she said, I do know him. He lives up here. He's an investor, and he'll never sell. He bought it for his daughter. I said, could you just call him and ask him? And she did. We were surprised to get a phone call the next day that he had decided to just think about putting it on the market to see if he'd get any bites. So we weren't even a contender, because a house that is gutted can't get a loan from the bank, right? So we kind of had to create, with some very special people in our lives, a miracle to let us get into, to show him that we had some funds. We hadn't actually sold our house. So we didn't have enough, but he let us in. And it was the real estate agent that let us in, we thought. But when he started taking us around the house, he had so much pride up for it. And I thought, he's the owner. My gut feeling said, he's really the owner. And I connected with him, and I loved him. And I shared my whole vision for what I wanted to do to this house, how I dreamed of it, how perfect it was for us, and everything. And he took me over to the sapote trees that are down in the driveway from South America, told me the story. And he said, okay, I want you to have a piece of this fruit and taste the sweet nectar of the fruit. And I said, oh, no, I can't. And he said, you don't eat fruit? And I said, if I eat this fruit, this house is mine. And he looked at me, and he laughed, and he pulled that fruit off, and he went upstairs, and he sliced it, and he hands me a piece, and I said, if I eat this fruit, this house is mine. He gave me the fruit. Right after that, our real estate agent said to him, she really wants this house. Can you talk to the owner and see what you can do? And he said, you're looking at him. And not only did he let us have the house, but he carried the loan for a year while we built it. And then we got the loan from the bank. Okay, this was a miracle story, and he's still one of our angels today. He's a good friend, and we call him for advice all the time. That was the power of just one story of the power of manifestation that I just wanted to share with you today. Thank you. But I think there's a metaphor here. And I loved this when it came to me. I guess you could say the seed was planted with my imagination, rooted with the mastery of my thoughts, and sprinkled with the water of my faith. And that led to the ripening of sweet fruit in the garden of my life. I like that. So the power of mastery is vitally important. And number 3 we can go to finally. Our state of consciousness is determined by the quality of our thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and images, and their related feelings, emotions, perceptions, and attitudes. So this week, I'm just going to ask you to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. And sometimes it's a lot easier to change our thoughts than it is to adjust our feelings. Some people work the other way. I'm one of those people that actually feels something and then has to think about it. But most of us, I think thoughts that create feelings in our body. And one of the first clues we have about a belief or an image that might not be serving us, that needs upgrading, is that we get a sensation or an emotion that we label as negative or unwanted in our bodies, right? Pay attention to that. That is a signal from you, from your higher self, that there's something operating that may be misaligned with the truth of who you are, your divine nature. So, once you identify those, you can release them and start creating new ones, and then develop your Christ potential, your divine nature. And all you have to do is one at a time, right? Just one thought at a time. Don't think this is like a big job you have to do. So let's now turn our focus to creating the new thoughts. This is my favorite part. I know some people don't think they have imagination, no one in this group, but I've heard people say, oh, I don't have imagination. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? We know the power of imagination here, do we not? Yes. And one thing I learned in my research, and do I have time or do we need to skip this part? Okay, good. I identified 8 types of imagination. We can put those up there, Linz. These really surprised me, so I wanted to share it with you. And I'll talk quickly. The effectuative imagination involves a combination of existing ideas and information to form a new idea. The best example I can give of this was one that Rick gave me, so I'm calling it Ricky's peanut butter cups theory. Peanut butter cups are his favorite candy, and that is exactly an effectuative imagination. That's peanut butter and chocolate put together, right? So it's 2 ideas that you combine. The second is intellectual or constructive imagination, and that involves deliberate process, taking a definite idea and then researching all the possibilities. Use this a lot in philosophy and in politics, and probably lawyers, get creative. The third one is the one that we most think of when we think of imagination, and that's imaginative fantasy. It involves generating new ideas from scratch that may or may not be rooted in reality. So these things are usually inspired and can create art, can create songs, can create poems, stories, whatever. The fourth one, and this one is the one that really surprised me, is empathy. Did you know that empathy requires imagination? I never thought about it. So if you're an empathic person and you don't think you have imagination, that is not true. Because it requires imagination to allow yourself to feel what someone else is going through or what someone else is thinking. You have to be in that imaginative, creative state in order to do that. And sometimes by knowing someone, you're even inspired to maybe create a cure or a drug or some kind of product that would help millions of people. And it may not even be anything that you could use, but you've been inspired because you felt somebody else's need. Or a writer who needs to develop characters has to learn empathy because he has to be able to write other characters, so he needs to feel who they are, right? Isn't that amazing? I thought that was incredible. Strategic imagination is number 5, and that involves the ability to envision multiple possibilities and to weigh the possible risks, benefits, and outcomes. For example, someone who's an avid planner, didn't know this either, is likely someone who has a strong strategic imagination. That would be Reverend Stacy Macris Ross right there. I was reading it going, okay. It's so cool. There you are a lot. An example of emotional imagination would be imagining, say, a three-headed monster is real and actually feeling it. You know, when you go to a movie and you actually get sucked in. I mean, I'm a filmmaker, but I go to a movie and I'm totally sucked in. And I actually believe everything that anyone's doing if they're decent actors on the screen. But that's an emotional imagination. I did have to put that in. Memory reconstruction is using your imagination to fill in the gaps of your thoughts. We all do that. You can't really recall memories as well as you think, so your mind is filling in the blanks. That's memory reconstruction. And we do it based on our worldview, which I think is pretty awesome too. And then the last one is dreams. And that is an unconscious type of imagination that we can use as a source of inspiration. And I have a dream journal. I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and talk into my microphone or sing something. You should hear my phone messages. I'm singing like this in the middle of the night. It's really silly. All right. So anyway, I hope you found that interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. So the next slide. When speaking about imagination, this is the guy that comes to mind for me, Neville Goddard. Are any of you familiar with Neville Goddard? He has many YouTube videos online, and Neville was a pioneer in New Thought. And he wrote a book even called The Power of Imagination. Imagination was what was synonymous with God. I mean, he really, really talks about the power of the creative process in our imagination. According to Neville Goddard, imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. And I agree with him. He also said, an awakened imagination works with a purpose. It creates and conserves the desirable and transforms or destroys the undesirable. And that is a powerful message. So our imagination can be a tool to use along with our power of ability to create desirable thoughts or disempower or transform the unwanted ones. We can put these two things together. In the words of Neville Goddard, next slide, the world in which we live is a world of imagination, and man, through his imaginal activities, creates the realities and the circumstances of life. This he does either knowingly or unknowingly. All men possess the power to create reality, but this power sleeps when not consciously exercised. Men live in the very heart of creation, the human imagination. Exercising our imagination can lead to creativity, innovative solutions, overcoming blocks, or just igniting the child within us. Which brings me to our beloved Unity co-founder, Charles Fillmore, who says, it is the childlike mind that finds the kingdom. So I link our imagination with that freedom we had as a child. And when we add the power of mastery to that, the sky is the limit. We can create heaven on earth. We can create our divine purpose. When I was a little girl, I loved to dance and sing. And I would dress up in my grandmother's house. I would make costumes, of course, for all my cousins. We would dress up and do shows for my uncles who were working in the woods when they'd come home for lunch. They're all in their khakis, and I'm doing my little fantasy shows. It was pretty hilarious. But that never stopped. I'm still doing that today. And that was my childhood, right? So if we take a look back this week, think about the things that made you get up in the morning, the things you got excited about, the childlike qualities. They're very linked to our divine nature, to who we truly are. I followed that passion. And the main reason that we lose this imagination as we get older is that we learn to believe the world around us and to believe what is or isn't possible by the world's standards. And that's not the truth. When you're a child, you think you can become a ballerina, you'll dance around the living room and you'll see yourself being a ballerina. But as you grow up, that childhood dream might have less value because you don't imagine it as often. It's just like your organs. You have to use them. The organs that you use the most become powerful. The organs that you use less become weaker. Your imagination needs to be used. I want you to use it this whole week. So simply said, our imagination and feeling for wonder weaken due to lack of use. If we lose our sense of awe and wonder or stop using our imagination, which is sometimes one of the first things we let go of, then we have stifled our natural state of curiosity and joy. My first Unity teacher and mentor, Dr. Sue Sicking at Unity by the Sea, said, "Let us learn to dream dreams and have visions of beauty and wonder beyond all we have seen or read about." I say, let's become curious children again. We can use our abilities to transform any belief or thought. We can even turn a fear-filled heart into a trusting and loving one. We can turn a failed business into a prosperous and successful one. And we can even turn a gutted, rundown house into a dream home. So as our co-founder Charles Fillmore also said, the highest and best work of imagination is the marvelous transformation that it works in character. Imagine that you are one with the principle of good, and you will become truly good. There's no mistaking it. And I'll leave you this one last message from Neville, because it's really cool. You are, at this very moment, drawing into your world that which you are now conscious of being. If you're dissatisfied with your present expression in life, the only way to change it is to take your attention away from that which seems so real to you and rise in consciousness to that which you desire to be. You cannot serve two masters. Therefore, to take your attention from one state of consciousness and place it upon another is to die to one and live to the other. Let us live the life of our dreams. If we can imagine it and master our thoughts, anything that holds us back, we can taste the sweet fruit in the garden of our lives. Thank you. Keep imagining. Not yet. Oh, I'm singing. Sorry for the do-si-doing. Actually, Stacy, we started the do-si-doing early. Okay, you guys have to sing along with us on this. Linz, you might want to turn one of these microphones off. Thank you, Lovey. All right, I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
Everybody.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
Let's do that again.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
One last time.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
Woo! Woo! This band is rocking. You can get up. You don't have to sit. I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. That's the first line.
I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. I've got the power,
There's nothing I can't do.
I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me.
Sing that again. I've got the power.
I've got the power inside of me.
Every day I'm wasting my time thinking that someone else is gonna do it all for me. I've got to get up, get out, get up, get it started. Take one step towards my destiny. I'll define my direction with clear-cut intention. Declare what will be and then watch it come to me. 'Cause
I've got the power to make all my dreams come true.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the power.
there ain't nothing I can't do.
I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me. I've got the power inside of me.
Take it, Ricky.
There are days when I feel I'm just no good. Days when I don't even want to try. But when I stop, look and listen and surrender, I hear a voice of truth that I cannot deny. It says, you know you can do it, just get down to it. Have faith in yourself and the will to see it through.
I've got the power to make all my dreams come true.
That's right now.
I've got the power. There's nothing I can't do.
I've got the power to be anything
everything I want. I got the power inside of me. I've got the power inside of me.
Break down.
Break it down to the drums now. I got the power.
I'll do it. We're going to do I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. Here we go. I got the
Power, you got the power, we got the power.
Do it again.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. A cappella now. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
That was amazing. Good morning. I am Jules, your board member of the day. Here is our mission, if you will please read it with me. Unity of the Oaks is a loving, accepting, and heart-centered spiritual community here to be love in action, to encourage personal growth, awaken spiritual curiosity, and transform lives. We will be passing the offering baskets down the rows. If you've given electronically, bless the basket with an energy offering, then pass it along and hand it to the row behind you to keep it going. We have an ambassador to help you. We have several ways for you to give. In the seat in front of you are envelopes for cash or check. Include your name if you'd like a record for your donation. You will also find cards with our texting information. Take this moment now to use your phone to give if that is your preferred method. For our online congregants, you can also go to unityoftheoaks.org/give. No matter how you give, know that your gift is a way for you to financially partner with us so that we can continue to be a place of spiritual teachings and community in Thousand Oaks and beyond. Your gift allows us to continue to spread the unity message of positive, inclusive, practical Christianity, along with personal and spiritual growth, and so we may all experience more inner peace and joy in our lives. Now join me in taking a moment to focus your attention on your giving heart. Feel the abundance of receiving, visualize the mission statement coming to life. Now please join me in the love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God. We are most grateful for all of your contributions to our community as we grow it with lots of events and classes, which is what Juan is going to tell you about.
All right, thank you, Jules. Tommy, hit it. Hello. There we go. All right, I have 3 reminders for us today. The comedy and performance class presented by Suwan, is the comedy performance class is being pushed back and will start next week, Sunday, August 20th, 1 to 3 p.m. So all of you procrastinators now have an extra few days to RSVP. It's going to be a great experience. The Women's Heart Talk with Reverend Stacy is taking place Tuesday, August 22nd. This is a safe space to share without judgment or interruption. And save the date, we'll be having a town hall meeting with our mid-year church report, August 27th, after service. So save that date. And please take the time to sign up for all the events and classes that you want to see happening here. Events and classes with less than 5 sign-ups will get canceled. We have a laptop here in the back for anyone needing assistance with signing up for any of our events, so take advantage of that. See our Sunday coordinator, Linz. He's waving his hands in the back. Or visit our website, social media during the week. You can click the link in the weekly e-letter. Lots of ways for you to sign up, so you have no excuse. All right, I'm looking at all of you. Actually, it's hard to see all of you with the lights, but okay. Thank you, Tommy. And now, Reverend Stacy will close it out.
Thank you. Well, first, that was a beautiful, beautiful message today. So thank you, Reverend Sherry Hursey. Thank you. A beautiful meditation, an empowering message. So thank you for sharing your light with us today. Really appreciate you and sharing your light every Sunday with us with your beautiful music. So thank you. You're a gift to us, a gift to me and our community. So thank you. Yeah, thank you. So we did have, we had game night last night. Thank you for those who came out. But also I wanted to say thank you to Jane Brown, who coordinated that. So thank you, Jane. And to all the other volunteers, too. Let's give them a round of applause for their help as well. So we have just been made aware that we have one of our congregants, Rudy, is from that city, Lahaina in Maui, that just was devastated by fires. And so, Rudy, you have information for us that we can all help give? Okay, so next week, but probably just, if you want to stand up, Rudy, just so people can see you. So if you want to connect with Rudy, so his family home actually just missed a fire by a block, right? But all of his siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, all of their houses burned. So as a community, I would love for all of us to help one of our own here so that he could help his family back in Maui. So connect with Rudy, and then also we'll have more information next week as well. Also, Rudy, Lynn's, and we'll coordinate it on our social media as well. But I just wanted to make sure that us as a community know that, it comes all the way to here in Thousand Oaks. So connect with Rudy. So if you'd like to support people who've been affected by the Maui fires. So thank you. We have, and we want to thank John for being here today. Thank you. Thank you. And Rick Cowling, of course. A break in the tour.
That's right.
Thank you. Tom Hollow, thank you. And my man Tommy, thank you. You did very well today, Tommy. A+.
I do my best.
Well, we do have a lot of laughter here. We have a lot of love here. We have a lot of support here. We have a lot of prayer here. So our prayer chaplain today is Ann. So please don't leave with anything heavy on your heart or mind. Please allow her to pray you up. So as you leave our sanctuary space, just to the left, she will be there. There's a window, so if you see her praying with someone, she'll see you, and she'll know that you're waiting for prayer. So she will be praying with you one-on-one. We also have prayer slips in the back if you'd like to just write a prayer and put it in the box. Or during the week, you can go and email a prayer to prayer@unityoftheoaks.org. We'd be so honored to pray with you, everybody. We also, of course, have goodies, treats, deliciousness. So that is usually down the hall and also outside by our oak tree. We are Thousand Oaks. So you can go ahead and bring that within here, our living room, or outside. We'd love to get to know you better. We have a lot of new people today. So please stick around. Let us say hello. But again, I honor you for honoring you. Thank you for joining us today. Go out and use that mastery of imagination. And all you do, think and say. Okay? Okay, Stacy. Okay? Okay. Very good. Let's stand together and we will sing our peace song. And then together we'll say our prayer for protection. Have a blessed week, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is. And all is mastery and imagination.